Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 2 Minute Warning Podcast. We are here for episode 4, and I'm joined here by
Bobby Black,
Zack Sulkis,
and
Yeah, I'm the guest. It's me, Matt Simon. I'm the resident Steelers fan of the podcast. We'll establish that now.
we will establish that. So, Matt Simon is here, Steelers fan. He's going to give us some takes later when we're talking about the NFL. But right now, we got some MLB action. Yankees. So, let's let the cat out of the bag.
Let's get the elephant
Yep.
in the room. Let's discuss it.
Bobby's
Horrible
turn.
series. Fell
Horrible
apart
series.
on all aspects. It was just runners left on base. The pitching just can't put it together.
Currently, Bobby is holding L's.
Bobby's holding
Yeah,
L's,
yeah,
even though his team couldn't make it past the wild card round when they had 100-plus wins in the regular season.
A playoff team.
Let's make that very clear here. I don't know why he's talking crap about us getting swept in the CS when he couldn't even make it to the DS.
a playoff team shouldn't be swept. A playoff team should be good enough where they should at least win
No
one game.
100-plus win team should even be in the wild card. Okay, Bobby, we'll
All right.
establish
That's
that.
just because our division's better. It's better.
Let's simmer down with the Yankees slander. So, we got, Phillies versus Astros now in the World Series. What are your guys' takes on that World Series, and who do you think is going to win?
Phillies in 6.
Phillies in 6. Here, I'll do this. I'm actually very, very happy that Astros won because if the Yankees were in the World Series, that would be such a boring World Series to watch. Like that's why I wanted the Yankees to lose as quickly as possible, and a sweep was awesome because the Yankees were so boring to watch. Right? It's strikeout, home run, strikeout, home run. No one gets on base. No one does anything else.
That is true. Like the situational hitting, their situational hitting is terrible. Like the Phillies were so fun to watch for the exact opposite reason.
Yeah.
Single after single after single, like just
Chaining innings,
rallying over and over. Like it was just so fun to watch. And then the Yankees were doing the exact opposite, which is why they lost.
What's your prediction, Matt Simon, for the World Series?
Phillies are hot, but the Astros have been in this situation before with Dusty Baker, who's a genius. I'm gonna say this goes to a Game 7. I'm gonna say who? Do you know who's at home first?
It's going to be Astros.
Astros at home first. Okay. I say they split for the first 2 games. Phillies take 2 out of 3 back in Philly, and then Astros take Game 6, and then Game 7. I can't make a prediction on Game 7. It's gonna be a toss-up to whoever gets the first run will win. That's my prediction.
Give me the Astros in 5.
Astros.
I don't think
Astros in 5.
I don't
That's a
think the
bit
Phillies-
excessive. I think this is a way more even matchup than them against the Yankees, so I don't think it goes...
I think it's more even than people will say. I think it's a lot more even
'Cause the
even
Phillies
though
are hot,
Yeah,
you know?
the Phillies,
The Phillies are hot, yeah.
Their hitting is like
unstoppable. Same with the pitching.
Yeah.
I don't think they could keep up with the Astros.
I think they can.
Honestly,
I
the
think
Astros have the best pitching rotation.
Yeah.
They got great hitters.
But they kept up with the Braves, who were in like the exact same situation.
That is true.
And they like demolished the Braves. So I'm honestly thinking Phillies in 6.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard for me because, I like the Phillies more than the Astros because of obvious reasons. Everybody hates the Astros.
Be real here. If the Phillies win, America wins.
Yeah.
If the Astros wins, all of America's
Astros-
going to hell.
The Astros got Dusty Baker, who used to be a Giants coach. So, I mean, I don't know who I really want to win. But I think that kind of wraps it up for baseball. Let's get on to some NFL action. We got, first topic here, we got the Giants. So, let's talk about the Giants.
The most overrated team in all of football.
Why?
Let's just clear the elephant in the room. They are beating teams such as the Bears by 2 points. They're like act like they won the Super Bowl because they beat Jacksonville, barely beating the Titans, barely beat Carolina with no quarterback. It's just they're just being set up for a downfall. They're just on this high that they can't hold on to when they have to face a real team.
I think these are the things that make up a good dark horse, underdog, whatever you want to call it. Teams that just, like, they don't win by a lot, but they have, kind of like they're built on, I mean, this is what the 2010 Giants for baseball were. Like, just a bunch of misfits that no one really thinks should win, but they just have a lot of heart. They win by really close every game. I think they're going to go far.
I think they would go
What
far.
do you think, Bobby?
I think we're a great team. Me being a Giants
you're
fan.
the Giants. Yeah.
A little biased here, but we got that new coach Brian Dabble from the Bills. He's really put the team together. I mean, the team hasn't changed much, but him being a new head coach, and we're 6-1.
Here's what I think. So
I think if they're sorry to cut you off, Simon, on this, but I think if they were pulling these wins off on teams such as the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Bills, then I'll put some respect on them. But considering they're beating like bottom feeders of divisions,
That is true.
I am not putting any respect on the Giants until I see them beat like the Eagles both games.
So here's what I think. I don't know if the Giants are better on paper than someone maybe like the Cowboys or the Eagles, right? But what Brian Dable and like what the entire Giants team shows is that you don't need like a star quarterback or like star players to have a good team. You just need good coaching and a good environment to really bring out the best in your players. Like look at Daniel Jones, right? This dude is slandered for the first 4 years of his career or whatever, however long he's been there.
Yeah.
Brian Dable comes in and Daniel Jones is doing really well. I just saw something too. He has more rushing yards than Najee Harris. In the first 6 weeks of the NFL, right? He's really been brought, like, this system and the environment has really brought out the best in the Giants, and I think that's why they're 6-1. And I just think no matter what team they face, it's going to be a close game because they always just find ways to win, right? It's not like they're the best on paper, but every game they just find a way to win. You know, each game is a new opportunity and new things happen, and that's the vibe I get from the Giants is that it's going to be a slop fest. It's going to be a close game, and if you're a Giants fan, you're going to get a heart attack every game. But they're going to find ways to win.
Yep, that's exactly what I was saying. All right, moving on. We got Christian McCaffrey traded from the Panthers to the 49ers. As a 49ers fan, I was excited because I was like, hey, maybe Kyle Shanahan will actually win a game. Apparently not. Apparently that didn't do anything. Christian McCaffrey didn't produce a lot during the game versus the Chiefs. I was at work, and I checked during the third quarter, like very end of the third quarter, we were like tied with them. And I checked again at the end of the fourth quarter, and they were up by 20. So our defense apparently completely folded in the fourth quarter. Bobby has something he wants to say. Let's hear him.
Terrible job by the Panthers on the trade. I mean, Christian McCaffrey for a bunch of, what was it, second
Not
round,
even a first
third
round
round
pick, yeah, which is
picks.
crazy.
I mean, that is terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And he's your number one guy in that offense, and now you're losing him. So,
But guess what? The Panthers won the week after. So
Yeah, that's
what
so
are we
funny.
Listen, the Bucks lost to the Steelers and then the Panthers. I don't know if it's just the Panthers. I don't think it's the Panthers are good. I just think the Bucks have something seriously wrong with them. But that's another topic.
All right, so next up, another trade. We got the James Robinson trade because of Breece Hall, obviously. Just
Them D-Rose knees.
Yeah, I mean, we all know what happened to Breece Hall. He got injured, probably out for the season, I'm guessing, right?
With an
did he
ACL,
tear his ACL?
injury, that's hard to come back.
Oh, yeah, that's, yeah.
Like they didn't
tore his
like
ACL.
confirm anything, but like I know the coach was saying like it looks really bad. And if you mention anything ACL tear, it's season done.
Yeah, no, it's over. So what do you guys think about the James Robinson trade?
I like it as a fantasy owner of James Robinson. You know,
Same
now
here.
he's the RB1 in this offense. They use Breece Hall a lot. You know, Breece Hall got a lot of fantasy points, so I'm hoping the same thing for James Robinson.
Same here.
Yeah, Etienne owners and James Robinson owners are both happy right now. You can tell that.
Yeah.
But like, he is a good running back because he had a really good year last year, and he just hasn't had the numbers this year because you've been sharing snaps with Etienne. I haven't seen enough of Breece Hall and James Robinson to really compare them, but you know.
Yeah. All right, another topic we got. Pickett. Kenny Pickett, the rookie.
Oh my God.
What do we want to talk about Kenny Pickett?
Where do we start? Here, I'll put it this way. So the issue with the Pittsburgh offense is not Kenny Pickett, right? It's two words, Matt Canada. If you ask any Steelers fan about the offense and what they think is the worst, it's Matt Canada, and he's our offensive coordinator. It is, if you watch the Steelers, I'll tell you, if you ever watch the Steelers, here's what's going to happen. First drive of the game, they're going to run for 3 yards, then they're going to run again for 2 yards, and then they're going to throw an incomplete pass and have a 3 and out. That's how we love our offense. Matt Canada he just calls really dumb plays, and they make no sense. Like, he runs jet sweeps, and with no blocking. He has, like, our 5th-string wide receiver blocking, you know, one of their linebackers, and it, you know, goes for -5 yards, and
Yeah, I mean,
and he runs a halfback dive that goes for 1 yard. But, like, not only is the issue with Matt Canada, but also our offensive line is horrible against the Bucks too.
that is true.
Yeah, one of our O-linemen had a holding call. I forgot who it was on the Bucks. Still went past him and then gave Pickett a concussion. But he's been throwing a lot of picks, and you know you can't spell Pickett without pick. So.
Yeah, that is
course.
very true. Kenny Pickett. All right.
Well,
What other topics we got?
Another rookie, Bailey Zappi, taking
Oh
over
yeah.
Mac Jones' job. Great job by him. I mean, he's a great quarterback. He's better than Mac Jones.
I don't know if I would go as far as to say he's better than Mac Jones right now,
As a Patriots fan, I'll say the playing field's very even. They're not doing too much different. They are not holding up well as quarterbacks. I don't know what Bobby's freaking out about. I'm saying
Mac
so
Jones
surprised.
is terrible.
you have Daniel Jones. Shut up, bro.
Mac Jones is awful.
Getting a little heated on the podcast.
Bailey Zappi is 10 times better than him.
So
The plays that Bailey Zappi are making are like veteran plays.
I will say the 300 yards last week against Cleveland. That was something I don't think Mac would do.
No.
I'll put that on Zappy. I'll say Zappy is doing really well. I'm not sure I'd say he's better than Mac after 3 games compared to Mac's full season. But I'm saying there's a lot of potential there.
Well, it's funny because we got a couple of these situations of this type going on in the NFL right now. We got Cooper Rush, obviously standing in for Dak Prescott, and now we got Bailey Zappi standing in for
Pickett and Trubisky.
Yeah, that same thing. Like we got a couple.
Whoever's
of these
replacing
situations.
Russ right now.
It'll be interesting to see
Colts
who.
too. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see who stays and who goes after this year, depending on how these backups do.
Because I was on social media during the game last night, which, by the way, was just terrible by the Patriots. Not even on Zappy. That's just the offense can't separate from the defense. The defense can't hold people, which when you can't hold Chicago, that's concerning.
When you bring Matt Patricia back, nothing goes right. So
Yeah, I don't know why they would even do that to begin with, but...
All right.
I think that's it for
I think
NFL.
that's pretty good for NFL.
Go on to NBA.
Let's go to the NBA. I don't watch a lot of NBA, but I know Bobby watches a lot, so
Yeah, I do too.
I think we'll let him kind of carry this topic.
Yeah, the Jazz 3-1 this year. Everyone thought they were going to be terrible when they traded Donovan Mitchell. They got a bunch of studs on that team.
Well,
though.
listen. So
Definitely underrated.
there's 82 games in an NBA season, right? They're 3-1 now. They're not gonna go crazy, and I can tell you right now, they're full in on Victor Wembanyama. The Spurs, the Jazz, maybe even the Blazers. See how the Magic do. Like those teams are all in on Wembanyama.
Yeah, I think the Magic too. You know, they're definitely over him. 0-4.
Well, like
start off the game.
Paulo Banchero's been doing pretty good, but they're still like 0-3, right?
0-4.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, Trailblazers in the West and the Bucks in the East are the only undefeated teams right now.
Blazers, yeah, jeez.
Trailblazers, everyone thought they weren't good. They traded away McCollum. You know, Dame's the only one on that team, really. You know, really
Jeremy
only
Grant,
all-star.
yeah.
Yeah, everyone thought they weren't going to be good, but they're proving them wrong. And an upset. Bulls beat the Celtics. Celtics were
Just a great
doing pretty
matchup.
good.
Just
No.
really fun game.
I really
to
think the
watch.
Bulls. Well, the Bulls were like my brother's a Bulls fan. He was telling me last year, like they faced the Bucks in the first round of the playoffs, and you immediately knew the Bucks were gonna win that. But I really think the Bulls are just gonna get better. I mean, DeMar DeRozan is like a perfect fit for that team, and that he just pops off
Yeah,
every
for
game.
sure.
He loves it there. Zach LaVine is just. I definitely think he's better as a number 2. Honestly, DeRozan's the number 1, but when LaVine was the number 1, they weren't as good. And he's a really good like number 2 option. And I think they just have a really solid defense and team around them. You know,
Oh, yeah, for sure. But on the other side of the ball, the Celtics,
Oof.
Tatum, he's been great.
MVP candidate probably.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
4 games.
He's
Yeah.
put up pretty much 40 points each game, a couple of rebounds here and there. But, yeah, he's the number 1 option. Jaylen Brown's a good second guy, you know. They added Blake Griffin, which is huge for them. They needed a big. Robert Williams, because he's injured for 3 months.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he get? Oh.
Yeah. Well, another game, the Lakers game. Russell Westbrook.
brick.
The Lakers. Russell
Yeah.
Westbrook,
What
baby.
a brick.
But they only made 29 33s out of 130 in their first 4 games. So they're struggling in the shooting aspect of the game.
I was sitting around and I looked at my fantasy basketball and I saw that the Lakers game was, like 2 points, right? So I
Yeah.
tuned in. And as soon as I tuned in, the commentators were saying how if the the Lakers, if they had won that game, that would have been the lowest 3-point percentage they'd shot and still won a game. And I think it was in like 2006 or something where they shot like 16% from 3. So they were shooting under 16% from 3 that game. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That just doesn't happen in the NBA.
no, it shouldn't. It shouldn't.
This era where everyone's like going for the deep ball,
Yeah.
that's like no sense.
You got, Russell Westbrook, 0 for 11, he played pretty solid, played pretty good.
All right. Well, I'm pretty sure that wraps it up for NBA. The NHL is starting. Only 3 games, but Zach.
It's not only 3 games. It's been about depending on your team, you have anywhere from 5 to 6 games in. Right now, it's looking like there's a chance for another repeat from the Avalanche. They're in second place in the division, but that's mostly just because they've had way harder matchups than the Dallas Stars. Golden Knights coming in clutch already
go.
in their division after 7 games, 5-2. And then the Bruins, like they always do, they're head of their division, 5-1. Penguins leading their division like they always do. Usually, like them, they'll tank in the playoffs. And then my New York Islanders just depressing.
And
2-4.
now we're gonna talk about law sports.
So we got some lost sports.
Lost soccer, lost on senior night.
Lost on senior night. Girls swim, I believe, lost on senior night too.
I think so, yeah.
So sad, but
Big crowd apparently.
very big crowd.
Yeah,
Very big crowd. At
Me and
the
Truman were there.
senior night. Yes, me and
Very hot in that gym, but it was a very
humid.
it was interesting to see because we'd never been to see swimming.
It was,
Nobody
yeah.
goes to them.
It was a
Because
fun
it's not at our
experience.
school.
Yeah,
That's true. Yeah, you gotta.
it's a little bit of a drive, but it was a good experience.
And
So I think that's
that wraps it up.
I think that
Well, we
wraps.
still got football, you know.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of football.
Football's doing
Law
alright.
football.
Last Friday, yeah.
It was a good game last night. I don't know why
I-
they took away that 1 second.
Oh,
Yeah, that was horrible. Just
That was interesting.
terrible call by the
I didn't
refs.
go to the. I didn't end up going to the game because it was my birthday, so we were doing
Happy birthday, Truman.
Birthday things, thank you. But I just heard how close of a game it was, and it was. I wish I went because it seems like both teams popped off, and it was just such a close game. But anything else? Anything else we wanna get to before we
that's
end off
it.
the podcast?
But well, that's it for today for the
All right.
2 Minute Warning podcast.
Oh yeah.